something. So also, I wanted to mention. So I was looking at your like OPGG. Do you always take presence of mind?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, I'd really recommend doing Triumph because I think it's like I think she's probably the best ADC in the game that uses Triumph
Really?
because
Okay.
it helps her snowball with the gold because ultimately Trist is like a snowballing hyper carry and Trist is all about all in. So like the health restore is also really nice for like jumping in and jumping out and then having like making 1v2 plays and things like that.
Okay. Because I think Triumph on Kaisa, so I probably just need to get used to it on Tristan as well. I don't think I run out ever anyway, so.
Yeah, I think that's also why you don't ever run out of mana. And I think it's just really nice on Trist.
Okay.
Okay, let's get into this one. You have a Mel support versus Alistar, so makes sense you're getting pushed level 1, and she's not really going to help you all in, right? So let's see if you can find. Okay, good. What happened to your guys' wards? Where did you ward level 1?
I worded mid bush and Mel worded early. In jungle somewhere.
Oh, you warded. Okay, this bush. Okay.
Yeah, I level 1. I almost always do it.
Yeah, that's fine. It's awkward when your Mel doesn't have a ward, but it is what it is. I think if I were to get specific about this game, though, I probably would just save the ward because you're probably not going to lose Prio versus Alistar, and then you can see
Yeah.
that your Mel used the ward.
Maybe I should start like only doing it for like range versus range, or if I really care about like Pike or something like that.
Yeah, I think this is just one of those. Yeah, or like weak level 1 champs like Alistar.
Yeah. I didn't think I was gonna get 3 camped by Hecarim. It's weird. It worked out, I guess. I missed the buffer as well. I think Alistar could have
Yeah.
comboed off that.
Yeah, pretty much. I think junglers will always like 3 camp you when you don't expect it. So just having that 230 ward is nice, but it's not really much to say about that. Okay, this is already. Let's see. This is. So if we think about this situation, playing the fight wise,
Yep.
whenever I'm Tristana and I see their support use all their abilities, so they're like
Yep.
they're basically a minion now. I'm instantly thinking to like jump on this guy's head
That's what
with
I held bomb
WE.
for. I was thinking about it. I just thought Alistar was so low after this that like he was the guaranteed kill. But I think Caitlyn had no flash, so I guess I
Yeah,
kill
you
her here
can
too.
you can also just insta WE on the Alistar. The reason I like the Caitlyn is because she's how you win the fight. And I know you said you wanted to focus on fighting, and a big thing on AD carry um, is to play for winning the fight over playing for kills. That makes sense.
Okay.
So it's like
Yeah.
even though this guy's lower, if you like what's it called? Let's say you WE and Caitlyn, and then you get her low, and then she runs off and she flashes away, and you can't kill her.
Mm-hmm.
You can just turn on the Alistar after, right? Then you can still probably get a kill
Oh,
because
I
he's
see what you're
pretty
saying.
committed.
Yeah.
So it's
Like
like
a few seconds later, that scenario is still good for me.
yeah, so it's
I
like
still win the fight.
you want to prioritize like winning the fight. So if I see my really, really common scenario in Tristana is your support gets engaged on, insta W on this guy's head, and even if they turn on you, let's say this is like a Nautilus who hooks in and he still has his like root or whatever, and they insta turn on you, you
Yeah.
have you're not a full committal champion because of how your reset works. You really,
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
want to
Yeah.
abuse the fact that you can reset it. Um, and just be completely fearless when it comes to jumping in on someone. Um, And this is usually how you'll get like a lot of early kills, especially like you'll get low with and heal with triumph a bit. That'll usually help you as well. Like
Interesting. Okay.
um yeah, and then if we look at like specifically your W positioning, you want to like W right
Be
here.
forward. Yeah.
So it's like so it kind of covers his options, cuts his escape. Um, and then you might not even have to flash at all because then you're in auto rage the whole time. You just reset your
Yeah, I
jump.
think I kill him. I get my W
Yeah,
reset. Makes sense.
yeah. But I just know this situation. I'm just looking at it a lot because it's like very common,
Hmm.
and it's like instant reflex should be like just jump on him because there's actually no risk, even though it might seem like it because you have barrier, you have pots, and this is like a fake cooldown. If you jump in, you have two Ws basically.
Okay. Yeah, I had like the big green flag go off in my head for like jumping in on her,
Hmm.
but like um it was like a more specific scenario, but I had like a VOD review question at some point where like
Hmm.
I think like the correct decision at that point was to jump on their support, and so I've been at least like considering both options. But what you're saying makes sense here.
Yeah. So the reason I bring this up is because
I
the
think this is the more
hesitation
generally applicable.
the hesitation can really it's replicable and it's also the hesitation is kind of like a bad sign for like most efficient improvement because I kind of want you to have this like reflex of like they use cooldowns. I insta jump and play for the reset and then just play for a super extended trade because um, even if it goes wrong, usually it's because you're so strong in early all-ins that usually it's because you played something mechanically wrong and then you just use that as a review point,
Okay, I
right?
play
So
like
like
mega patiently, so I will wait for a lot before I like actually
yeah,
end up
I mean
extending
that's
my
fine. Like
abilities.
you
So
don't want to jump in like just because you want to jump, but like I'm specifically saying like the signals before you go into lane, you think like the main threat or like the only threat really is Alistar
yeah,
WQ. And there's like nothing else, right? So like once they're down, you're in like complete send it mode. Is what I
okay, so
want you
yeah,
to
you
do.
don't even care about net because we just win anyway, right?
Yeah, the net doesn't stop you from dealing damage and getting a reset. Because the worst thing that happens in Tristana is you jump in, you get 3 stacks of bomb, and they get away, and then you're a champ with your legs cut off, right? Because you can't
Yeah,
jump anymore.
yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, just push this in. Just a small item optimization. I'd probably recommend Longsword Cole refillable instead
You would okay.
because it
So you don't go slingshot until after BF usually?
yeah because the AD the extra AD is more valuable in Slingshot. Slingshot's just really weak, and then refillable is nice for every time you come back you can all in with it basically. Like
Okay.
it's just more consistent. Um,
I haven't been trying call on Tristana, so I'll start trying that. It feels really bad to back on slingshot. Like if I'm within a couple hundred gold of BF, sometimes I'll just go back with nothing and just try to fast crash and get another recall off because slingshot feels so bad.
yeah, you could even argue if you have Cole Longsword and then you back and you have 600 gold, you just wait for BF Sword honestly if you want.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
having all
that
the
makes
stats
sense.
you can also is also like good on Tristana, right? Because your champ is about fighting and having
Hmm.
stats. So yeah, this is what I'm talking about where you lose your reset. It feels horrible.
Hmm. Yeah,
Let's see what we could do here.
I just had a hard commit to the reset. I think I like decided to back out uh, when I saw Mel wasn't coming with me. But if I just
Yeah,
go for the
I
extra
think
auto, I get it.
your main goal should be to like. I've noticed this is the second fight where you're spacing at your max range too much. When your goal should be you can play on top of someone just for the goal of getting the bomb reset because after you get your reset, then you have so much flexibility with where you go, right? Because you have another jump. So like
Yeah,
if we look at this example earlier, um, it costs you here too as well a little bit. It costs you your flash. Where is it? Right here. Like You W right in the back like you're trying to space, but you're not like a spacing jump. What you want to do is you
Okay.
want to jump as forward as possible to guarantee that your bomb resets. And then once it resets, you get, or sorry, your bomb explodes, so you get your W reset. And then once your W resets, then you can decide whether to leave or not.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
that makes
so
sense.
because I saw that in
I
both
think I,
fights
I
here.
don't really play for that. You're right. Like I play it like I'm spacing instead of trying to get my W. I don't actively try to play for my W reset as much. So that
Yeah,
makes a lot of sense.
you can. There are a such thing as W like spacing Ws, and that's like in team fights. So let's say there's like 5 members, um, and let's say that this is like a Viego that's really low, but you don't want to jump
Yeah.
into melee range because he's gonna W. You can like W here,
Yep.
and
Yep.
then but you would still be playing for the reset because the only reason you're Wing here is because you can put in a QE on this guy
And then get the
and then
reset
kill him
off
and
of
get the
him.
reset. Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like at
That
the
makes
end of the
sense.
day, even if you're doing a spacing, it's because everything is about the reset when you jump. So like
Okay.
let's say W here, you have a W up, and you have no bomb like you do right now. If you were to jump, it's because you're about to kill someone. Let's say Caitlyn's 1 HP, then you would jump because it gives you the reset. So ultimately, you jump when you're trying to get the reset on your bomb, which is like full stacks, or you're jumping to kill someone because that gives you the reset. So you're always gonna have
That
like
makes
two
sense.
jumps in a row. Like you're very rarely jumping and then having it on cooldown. Like if you ever have it on 20-second cooldown, that probably means you did something wrong. That's like something to
Yeah.
look for in your reviews. It's just like
Okay.
if your W's on cooldown for 20 seconds, you probably messed up somewhere. Um, and I also want to talk about. We did talk about the micro for that play. I also want to talk about the macro of this play a bit because your Udyr's invading, right? And you're kind of like hovering in this area. Like, what is your thought process here?
Like I want to be first to move if something happens, like if mid rotates. Um, and I
Mhm.
also want to keep Alistar from being able to rotate to the fight. And
Mhm.
then afterwards, I thought that Caitlyn was alone. Like if Mel turned with me, and I thought
Yeah,
I could chunk her. But then I didn't realize Mel didn't want to go, so I should have pinged it. I think if I wanted to do that, I even think the trade is okay too. Maybe if I just get the reset and walk away.
yeah. I
Um,
think that is. I think you have the right idea, but just the wrong execution. So I think you're right because you don't want these guys to rotate in an ideal world. But the way you do that is that,
crash wave.
yeah, exactly. You just push the wave as hard as
Yeah.
you can, and then even if they do rope, you can get tower plates. Like it's like
How
fine.
do you like consider like my jungle goes into their jungle? Like
Uh-huh.
is it always wave first and then like go, or is it like if it looks really good, you'll drop the wave and go?
Yeah. So the easy way I frame it that I think is fairly consistent. It's going to depend, of course, but like the way I frame it is that if your jungler is going into their jungle, 90% of the time it's wave first. If their jungle is going into your jungle, then you can move early
Okay,
because
okay, okay, okay. Yeah,
it's
because then
way
I can just go straight there. Yeah,
it's way easier. You cut off their escape, and it's like a free kill.
that makes
Um,
sense.
it depends on the wave state too, because like you can't just move if like your wave's like slow pushing towards them and it's like really awkward. But
Sure. Yeah.
I'd
Yeah.
say
Nuance aside, like that makes sense. I just mean like general rule. That makes sense.
yeah. So I'd say you'd consider moving to your jungle if
Hmm.
without crashing, but if it's on their side, you'd basically very rarely consider it unless you know for a fact you can do it. Because like the way I think about it, right, is like if your jungle, so back here, your jungle's invading. So I'm instantly thinking, okay, I just want to lock. The way I think about it is the reason we push wave, right, just to make isn't just to like unlock ourselves to move. It's to lock them under the tower
Yeah.
and make
Yeah.
their
That
decision
makes
hard
sense.
because right here you push it in. Let's say what'll happen, right? The reason people do this, which is like they try to cut them off, is because they'll push the wave and then these guys will move and then the jungler will die and they'll think that's like a mistake.
Yeah.
But what you should be doing is you should just push this in, ping him back, and then if he dies, the worst case scenario is still not that bad because you're denying a wave, getting a plate, getting a free reset off, yeah, all these things, right? So it's like
Yeah. Yeah.
over the
No,
long
that
run,
makes
it's going to
sense.
be way more consistent. Um,
Completely agree. I see it now. That makes
yeah,
sense.
because I imagine you should have already pushed this wave in. You could easily walk up, support the Udyr. If not, whatever, you just play in this next wave coming, and it's chill. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do think that this play is like, if you find a pick like this, like I don't hate it though on Tristana. It's just you want to play for the reset because I don't want to discourage like looking for plays like this because I think that's like a big strength of the champ. You just have to play
Yep.
way more for the reset and less for being at max range.
Yeah, I
Because
haven't thought about it like that, so it makes a lot of sense.
yeah, because like if you're facing a range champ, typically like they're gonna deal damage to you whether you're if this is like
Close or
Caitlyn.
far,
Yeah,
yeah,
if this is
yeah.
Caitlyn and you're standing here, they're gonna deal damage to you no matter what. So what you care about is being in range to proc your bomb,
Hmm.
right? So if they flash away or they net away, you're still in range because you're standing here. Because that's what you care about, right? Because you essentially get two jumps. It's like really really
Yep.
important. Um,
That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, I think I do that a lot where like I'll go in and then like they use their small movement ability where if I was actually on their head, I would still be able to get the bomb reset, but then I'm too far.
yeah, exactly. Look at this situation again. How did this happen again? We get
Hecarim
ganked
came
and
behind, I
then
think, and then dove. Yeah,
yeah,
afterwards.
yeah, and then she's alone and she gets dove. Okay, okay. Push this in because they're doing dragon. Makes sense. Yep, perfect. Back for your BF sword. Punishing Caitlyn roam. This jump away is like a little bit passive. I mean, kind of makes sense. So how do I want to approach this? Because the thing is, when I'm playing Trist, I'm thinking of like how we want to maximize pressure, right? So if we don't have our jump, if we have our jump off cooldown, um, it's just really you can't really do anything in
Yeah.
the lane unless you're able to reset it. But what I'm thinking here is that with your Mel coming, what you can do is actually R probably like bait the Alistar to combo you and then just R him away, like
Ooh.
mid
Yeah, I didn't
combo,
even think
and then
about that.
so you R him because
So
he's gonna.
how do you go about doing this though? To like, because I feel like I'm gonna like there's a lot that's gonna happen here, right? So
Mhm,
Caitlyn is gonna net Q, right? That's what she's fishing for,
mhm.
or like trap behind me, and then Alistar is looking for the WQ. So like I feel like if I get into like my bomb animation right now, I probably like lock myself out of being able to bomb and press R. So like, are you just like spacing, looking for maybe an auto on Caitlyn, baiting Alistar WQ, and then pressing R, or like, are you just sending it on Caitlyn here? How does
Yeah,
it?
gotcha. So how do you play it specifically? Yeah. So here,
Yeah.
what I'm thinking, right, is like again going back to like the blueprint of the lane. I'm always thinking, what is the biggest threat or like the main threat in this lane, right? And the main thing is like Alistar WQ. So I'm thinking something we didn't really talk about, but a big way to improve your fighting in Tristana is just think about dashes that you can R. Because I don't know if have you played much Vayne ever?
I played enough to know that like the condemn cancels. Yeah.
Yeah. So you'll buffer condemn on people running towards you because they're gonna insulate, especially on targeted dashes like Pantheon,
Yeah.
Alistar,
Yeah.
stuff
Yeah.
like that. You do the same thing with Tristy or Tristar, I mean. And the reason this is like a big moment for me, I think, is because this is the main threat, and I know that if you have Q and E on the Caitlyn, you're gonna win the fight because you're in the wave and you're Tristana and you just win all ins versus a lot of AD
Okay.
carries,
Okay.
right? So
Interesting. That's like not how I would see this whatsoever. That's cool. Okay.
yeah, and it's also because your Mel's coming. So I'm thinking like Alistair comes in, you R her, you R him, you QE the Caitlyn, and then you position in a way
I
so
have
you can
like
get the reset.
zero notion that like this it's like possible for me to take the Alistar combo on this. Like in my when I went into this lane, my idea is to like completely okay, Alistar blows knock up on Mel and then I can fight. Like that's my preconceived notion, like as I'm going in. So this is different.
Yeah, so a lot of Tristana, like Tristana's defensive tools are like I don't even want to call them defensive tools. They're like they're like survivability tools that help you play really aggressive. Is like how you think of it. So you want to like calculate how you can win fights using these tools. And that the way I think of that is like if you could like even like if you let him combo you, you W at the perfect time and then you WQE onto Caitlyn's face and then like kite this way. Like you could even do that. But like my point is like Tristana is like you want to like think about how you can use these tools to like create
Yeah,
a
get
favorable
really high
situation.
value out of them. I got you.
Yeah, to like fight specifically, like because a lot of AD carry, like if we think about someone like Jinx, who's like the opposite. So Jinx is a lot about, well, Jinx has her E, but let's say like let's say you're playing Jinx. Let's ignore E for now, but like a lot of the time on Jinx, you have to wait specifically for threats
Yeah,
before
yeah,
going
yeah.
in. But on Tristana, you have your W buffer, you have your W reset, you have your R. So like the way you want to do is like you can walk into these threats and you can use these tools to be in range to DPS, right? So it's like if we think about threat assessment, right? Let's say we're listing like the threats in a fight. We have like alley combo. Um, let's just list some threats like
Like in a team fight
Yasuo,
or like a
just
yeah,
in
okay,
general,
okay. In
just in
this
general, just like any you're facing like a group of champions, team fight or a skirmish, something like that. I guess we can use a team fight for example. Let's use a team fight. Um,
sure.
they have like Viego W or something. Um,
Hmm.
what you want to do is like let's say like a Jinx, you're playing a team fight as Jinx. You want to like wait for Ali to combo someone. You want to like wait for Yasuo. Like you're waiting for these things, right? But on Tristana, you're kind of like you have these tools, and then you have to like plan how to use them. So there's like W buffer, and there's like R cancel, right? Um,
Yeah.
so let's say like your plan is you're gonna walk up to a fight in a team fight. Alistar's in range of you. You're gonna R the combo. You're going to like W Yasuo W buffer Yasuo Q3 to the left, um, right? And then this,
Yep.
you're just gonna like stand behind your teammate or flash it or whatever. But the idea is that if you have these tools available, that means you could walk up to a fight way more than other AD carries because you don't have to wait for these to be down. You could just use these
Okay.
when
Yeah.
these abilities are. Um, does that make sense? So it's like it's kind of like a mindset shift where if you have these tools available, you're not in real danger if you just use it properly. Which I know is like
But
it's like scary because if you mess up, then it's punishing. But that's just the strength of the champion. You have to abuse these tools, or you're wasting the
yeah, it'd be
potential of the
just
champ,
better
right?
to blade Jinx instead, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna
or like a mage that plays from range to poke or something like that, right?
I guess like the weird thing to me is like I feel like I'm like very binary about the way I approach fights. Like it's like okay, this person's cooldowns are up or they're down, and I'm either hitting or I'm not. So like I have a hard time like hitting and then prepping for like the thing that I'm waiting for, like Yasuo Nado or like Alistar combo, and
Mm-hmm.
then Ring the Alistar combo and then going back to hitting. Like I guess I'm not very fluid at like the transition between them, if that makes sense. Like sometimes I'll get caught in DPSing somebody and I have the idea of Ring away the Alistar, but I will get hit by it because like I'm like mid auto on somebody. If that makes sense. Like is there a good
Yeah.
way of like
Mm-hmm.
thinking about that? Like should like be like play a little slower in the meantime, like while I wait for those things, or is it just something that you get better at with practice?
um, that's a good question. I don't know if so. I think so. You're saying like in this situation, for example,
Like
you'd
I
be
would bomb and start smacking Caitlyn and think about Alistar, but I feel like by the time I press R, I would be like mid DPS on Caitlyn and like R late on the Alistar. Like mechanically, that like I'm not very like smooth in between the two, if that makes sense. It's like one or the other.
yeah, that's hard for me. That's hard for me to think about like how I actually do that specifically. Because what I'm thinking is we QE the Caitlyn, right? We can auto her, but we know that Alistar can only combo when he's in range. So it's about like kind of knowing his range. So when he's about to get into range, I just press R on him.
Okay.
He either combos and it's canceled and we're all happy, or he just gets R'd away because he doesn't combo, and then I get to hit the Caitlyn for free. It's like I don't know if that answers your question because I think what I'm
So
thinking about is like I'm QEing
you're thinking
Caitlyn.
about him getting in range, right? Like that's where your thought is then. Like
Yeah, so I
Caitlyn
get
doesn't take much of your mental stack then.
I'm autopilot QEing Caitlyn. Why? And then the whole time I'm thinking about Ring the Alistar right away, like
Okay.
because I know from the supports POV that they want to combo me if I'm hitting the Caitlyn, right? Because they're not gonna just watch as their AD carry gets shot, right?
Yeah. So you're letting like the primary thing that you like project into your mental stack be what
Yeah,
you don't autopilot. So I guess like I'm like splitting my brain between like I'm like Alistar combo, but also like oh I don't want to get hit by net, and I also don't want to get hit by Q, and so
yeah.
I think I like
I think it's about
overstimulate myself.
I think it's about priority because I think I haven't mentioned the net at all in this situation. I'm just
Yeah,
talking about how
exactly. Like
like right. So it's like it's a threat, but the thing is, you can get hit by a lot of AD carries like abilities, but you'll still win as long as you get your jump reset and you're not CC'd by the actual big threats, which are going to be like Alistar, Nautilus, Leona, um, like these big CC abilities, right?
okay.
Because
I think
this,
that's
yeah,
probably why I'm getting so uncomfortable doing fights too, because I'm trying to like touch everything and like avoid everything, and then it ends up being like too overwhelming for me to actually get anything done.
yeah. So if you think about it, right, it's like the way you play fights on Tristana. It's like we care a lot about having our jump for like mobility, right? That's not something I mentioned. So right, so like you're QEing the Caitlyn and then Ring the Alistar. But let's say she E's away and then you're not in auto range anymore. Like at least you got like a good trade and your jump is still up,
Yeah,
right? So
yeah.
does that make sense? So it's like as long as you can hit people and you have your jump to get out when you want or like go in to finish someone, like it's really good. So like let's say you QE this Caitlyn, um, again she nets away. You can like maybe you get like only two autos off on the bomb. You still chunk her. Then you play again when your jumps up, and then you don't have to play super passive because your W's down for like 20 seconds. Um, um,
I think this makes a lot. I'm glad we're spending a lot of time with this because like my mental framing of how that looks is like it was very different until we started talking about that.
yeah,
Like now I think I'm never looking at a fight like, oh, how can I use my tools
mhm.
to outplay their like primary um, problem abilities. Like
Yeah,
if I'm looking at that, I think that turns out a lot differently.
yeah. I'm super passionate about like these types of AD carries, like Tristana, like Lucian, all these champs that have Kaisa too, like all these champs that have really good tools, where
Yeah.
you can kind of like, I don't know if ego is the right word, but you kind of like just ego into their face, but you just use all these tools to outplay all of them, right? So it's
Okay.
like
Yeah. No. This is cool. This is nice.
it's kind of like a different mentality of AD carry because there are AD carries that they play range and space. So imagine like Jinx, Caitlyn, right? And
Mhm.
they're a lot more patient. But there are some AD carries like Tristana, Vayne, Zeri, Draven. All these AD carries like they go into your face, but they're not actually in danger because they have the tool and they use it in the right situation, right? So there's
Yeah.
like
Yeah. That makes sense.
they get their DPS uptime through their tools and not through their range. Jinx gets DPS uptime because she can just stand far away, which is probably
Okay.
easier for beginners, which is why it's like recommended, right? But but this is like the seat. Like I mean, it's not like Trist is like insanely hard, but she's like this is how you get to her ceiling, which is important for like diamond and above, right? So,
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense.
um, yeah, if we talked about that a lot, let's see if we can see about more fights where we can like actually see stuff on our screen. Um, okay, so see what I'm talking about before. This is like a really good example. of what I talked about. So I like that you got the reset first of all. That was good. But this is something I talked about near the beginning. I don't know if you remember, which is if we're Wing, it's because we're getting a reset,
Yeah, this
right? So
second W,
we
I
don't
guess,
have the
is like,
bomb. So I would only want you to W on Kaylin if she's like 1 HP, because then you could jump. Because then you could jump and then jump, right? So what I want you to do is that this is actually really good to go for, but you just the problem is your second W here. So I want you to jump
yeah.
in, auto her.
I don't even think I needed the. Do I need to flash to get the second bomb proc here? Like, would I have gotten
Um,
it off? I think this is too far range, right? I
I think
don't think I go for
what I'd
this in
want you to do
general.
more specifically is probably just walk at her a little bit more and try to get into the bomb range, because you know how the bomb gives you a stack of your E.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
gives you a stack of your E and it slows them, so that's a really good way to guarantee that you get your bomb. If you're not going to do that, what I'd want you to do is like basically predict when she nets and then like sidestep, which like sounds crazy, but you'd want
yeah.
to like
No,
plan
no, that
this.
makes
It's like,
sense.
but like basically every time you all in, you're kind of planning a, like how do you stay in range for your bomb reset. That's like how you think of Tristana. It's like,
Yeah, for this one, I like knew she was desynced with Alistar. That's why I was like, oh, I'm gonna go for the kill. I knew she had barrier
mhm.
too, and I wasn't sure if I killed, so that's why I played it like this. I was playing to kill her, but maybe I should not have played it like that.
Yeah, I think what you could also do, honestly, don't mind the flash here if you like flash over the net. I don't know if you tried to flash over the net or if it was just for
Yeah, I
space.
was just slow.
Yeah, you try to flash over, and then again, like just save your W, like because
Yeah,
now
okay.
because what happens, right? Because you have to think about it. What happens when you
I thought
once you
maybe I
W?
could kill her in the W slow. That's why I W'd.
Yeah. The thing you have to remember is though is that now you signed yourself to death because you kind of have to kill her. You have no choice,
I see what
right?
you're
Because
saying.
it's like
Okay.
you force yourself to have to kill her because your W's down when you don't have to do that, because when you W the first time, you're already in range of auto, so just keep autoing her. You keep autoing her and
Yeah,
chasing her down.
yeah,
If you
yeah.
can't kill her, you still have your W to like get out, and you can buffer the Hecarim E, right? So it's like I'm really showing you just like how insane your aggressive potential is, and you're actually not a committal champ if you just save your W, because you can just like play like a psycho, even flash forward, Hecarim ganks you, and you can still get out because you have your W.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. That makes a lot of
Because like
sense.
it makes sense why you'd be afraid or why you'd feel uncomfortable playing fights out if you're stuck like without your jump, because you use
Hmm.
your second jump here, because now you're committed and now your champ is like
Yeah,
way worse.
crippled
And
basically. It's
yeah,
really hard. Yeah.
and then you tried to R the Kaylin here, then you got baited by barrier, and then maybe you could have R'd the Hecarim and just walked
I
away
step. Yeah.
also. But it's like, yeah, I just seen like a lot of like planning on your like just not wasting your tools as much, really using it for giving yourself like space and time to auto. Um, right.
From this like game state, okay,
Mhm.
the game feels just difficult to play. I don't know if like what you're thinking about here. I think I probably should pull more of an advantage from lane, ideally. But like what would
Mhm.
you be thinking about from this point?
I mean, I'm thinking just like right now, I'm probably thinking I want to back for my BF sword ideally, just to be strong.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yep.
just thinking I'm just gonna chill. I'm not thinking like the game's over by any means. I'm just thinking I'm just gonna chill, look for a good back timer
Yeah,
so
I
I can
probably
get
should have
my
taken
BF
on that
sword,
cannon. I
and
think I take it right
then
after.
if someone overextends, I could maybe look for a pick. It's kind of what I'm thinking. Um, BF crit, dragons up, and then Uday's your jungler, right? You're not close.
Yep.
You guys walk top. Makes sense. Let's look
I
at this
figured there
fight.
was losing, so I left.
Yeah.
I should have just W'd away right after. Just jump.
Yep. You can jump, or you can Yeah, probably jump jump. I was gonna say like maybe you can like W to space because you can get the reset after the wall, but I guess you don't want your bomb to timeout, so jump jump is probably the best.
So
Um,
jump like towards the minions is the best way to go, or like to the river maybe, just anywhere a little bit away, like a half jump. I just don't want to get
yeah,
too far away from him.
what you could even do is just jump on his face, and then buffer his tornado. You could even do that.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I can see that. I see
Just
that.
just
That
buffer
makes
forward
sense.
because I know it's unintuitive, but you can buffer forward. I do this like a lot. Like if I'm running towards like a Blitzcrank or a Nautilus and they're low, they hook me and then I just jump on their face while
That's
getting
really
hooked.
funny. I don't think I've ever done that before. That's
Yeah.
I see.
So yeah, you can do that as well. It's like if they have a CC that's like to kill or peel you, you can just jump on their face because that's what it is,
Okay.
right? Ultimately, your buffer is CC immunity. That's why you really want to abuse it if you can. Um,
Also, can you consistently buffer Alistar combo? Do you know that? Um,
I
or
think
can
you,
he W and then Q you out of it?
yeah, I think you can. You just have to do it right at. You have to do it like at a specific timing. So it's like right before the W hits you, because then you'll be. If you're CC'd, you can't cast the W, right? So like if the W part hits you, um, it's too late to press W, and then he'll hit you with Q. So basically,
He
just right
can't
before his W
late
hits you.
Q to get your like to knock you out of jump. Like if he
No,
W's and then
I
Q's at the furthest range that
I don't think
you
so.
are.
From what I like, unless there's like some crazy All-Star tech, but from
Okay,
what
okay, okay.
in my experience, you just W the last second because if he Q's too late, you're just knocked away, and then you're fine, right?
Gotcha. Yeah.
Um, and then here is just if you're ever hitting like minions in front of a tower, that's usually a bad sign. You should just be Eing the tower. It's just way more efficient.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, that
So
makes sense. Instead of
yeah, the only time you'd ever hit this is because you're intentionally trying to save your bomb for like a champion, but you're not, right? Because there's no one nearby.
yep. Yeah, that makes sense.
Um, okay, let me see if you could have avoided selling your D-Blade here because D-Blade on Tristana specifically is really, really good because she really,
I
really cares
agreed
about
and
having
like
these
stay for
stats.
something here. I have like Otacon's coming up at 10, right? It'd be really bad. I
Yeah,
usually
it's
I try
hard.
I almost never sell D Blade. Like it's really rare, but I thought I had to here.
Yeah, this situation's hard. Like maybe
I
you
want
can
to be
get
as
wolves,
strong as possible
but
for Otacon. I think Singed walks me down if I try. He's
wait,
pretty
what
strong.
is? Yeah, that's yeah. I guess I.
Trust me, I'm 100% with you. I never sell like maybe one in
Yeah,
like 5 6 games I sell it.
yeah. The thing is, like, they get caught anyway, and then you're stuck. I feel like you. I would probably just not sell it even here, just because it's
Really?
worth that much. Because then your eye is a big
Okay.
spike, but it's not as big a spike without like the D blade is just that important for like lifesteal and health. Like,
Okay. I
but
have Bloodline though too, so I figured it was like okay.
yeah,
I'll see.
it's just so early. Like maybe third item, but
Okay, fair enough.
yeah. Okay. Just look at it. I mean, that's like not super, that's like honestly a pretty rare situation on, but I would just emphasize just how good that item is on Trist for the HP.
Yeah, yeah, makes sense.
Okay, let's just look at more fights. I think that's what the name of the game is. That was honestly pretty well played by All Star.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think. I don't
I
know.
stopped looking at that. I think it was just good.
Yeah, it's good. I don't want to overthink it. I think is like I'm kind of a psychopath, so the way I think about fights is like, oh, I should have expected him to WQ me and then like flash it. That's like how I review fights sometimes.
Really?
Yeah, which is like kind of
Wow. Okay.
crazy, but that's just the
I
standard,
think
I hope. Um,
if I get I think there's a lot of value I grab from like other things right now, but maybe it's worth being like higher about my
yeah,
standards then.
okay. So what I want you to think is like, don't expect yourself to like find stuff like that, but at least be in the mindset of like, know that it was possible, that you could have like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You could have
into
seen
the
the
realm of
WQ flash,
possibilities.
thinking because like the way you want to think, right, is like the way you use your tools to outplay stuff is you have to know how they want to kill you. So like in that play with the Caitlyn and Alistar bot lane, you know that Alistar wants to combo you, and that's how you can ult him away, right? You have to know how everyone kills you, and then like, you have to get into their head basically, as to what they're thinking, um, which is kind of hard. I think the way you train that is kind of like just like once you see it happen to you, then you just know what they can do, and then you think of a tool to outplay as opposed to. Remember the mindset we talked about with Jinx versus Trist, where it's like a lot
Yeah,
of times on Jinx, if they kill
it's
you,
just
it's like
wait.
I shouldn't have walked up there. That's like if we
Yep.
talk about the review, I shouldn't have walked up there. For Tristana, it's I should have W buffered, I should have ulted, I should have used this tool. It's like it's very
Yeah.
different. I feel.
In that specific case though, like if that
Mhm.
opportunity exists for Alistar, like that looks pretty like if I W then I'm like crippled. So I think that's like one of those things that I just wait for then, like or space outside of
uh,
in
in this
that specific
situation,
situation. Yeah. Like I don't I mean I have no W at this point anyway, but like I think I just play a little further than at this point.
yeah. If we talk about
Because like
wait,
he doesn't even have to. Now that I think about it, like he doesn't have to do what he did, right? He could have just W Q flash me.
so what I'm thinking, right, is like every time I jump away on Trist to like for spacing or mobility to like for survivability, right?
Yeah,
If you can, try to W in a way so you're in auto because like everything comes back to resetting the bomb. Okay, everything I
yeah.
talk about, like it's like always I'm thinking about that. So it's like if Hecarim, like you're
So
trying
maybe I
to
could
that
W up towards the tower over there, and then like try to get my bomb off on him, so I get W again.
yes, exactly. So you're trying to like buffer his ult, right? Because he's like ulting towards you. But what you can do is
Yeah,
like yeah, exactly. So you buffer a CC and then you try to jump like a little like a halfway jump if you're facing a melee jump. I
yeah,
like halfway jumps. And then in the air you can QE this guy. Which maybe sounds like hard
yeah,
mechanically,
yeah,
but that's
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah. No, 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 no.
um,
That makes like a lot of sense. I think I have like the one step and not the two step, right? So it's like the first step is get away from the thing, and then the second step is how can I reset my bomb, and I'm not thinking about the second step, right? Like I'm only thinking about the
yeah.
get away from it.
Yeah, so that happens like you can do that in like you could do that like in lane as well. It's like if someone's jumping on you, like let's say a pike ease towards you, right? What you can do is like
Yeah,
you can do a half jump to the side, QE him, and then get the bomb reset, like jump on his AD carry. But if you just jump
yeah,
away
yeah.
instantly, the play's dead, right?
And that makes sense. I think I'm missing like I'm leaving a lot of DPS on the table because I play like that.
Yeah, it's
That's
like you really have to abuse your reset to stay in the fight and keep fighting because Tristana jumping away and you just stop the fight because you don't have your jump, and then it makes it really awkward for you to get your reset because you just have to walk up and you don't have a W buffer, right?
yeah.
So it's like there's really, really a lot of potential if you just try to abuse that.
Yep, that makes sense.
Where's your ego here? Because just bringing you back to the E reference point. So yeah, that's good. Yeah, you get the W reset, WQE. That's kind of how I want you to like look at most of your bomb jumps. You actually did this really well. It's like Singe goes in, you QWE, and then you have the bomb, or you have your
Yeah.
W reset. So play fights like that, and then here QW because the position's awkward.
I thought I could kill him with that, but I think he's still too tanky.
Yeah,
I thought it would
that's
burst
fine.
him.
The thing is, like, again, if we look here,
I think I just finished him, right? Like I shouldn't R. Like I just
yeah,
kill this guy.
if we talk about your mindset again, every time you press E, your mindset. Remember we talked about like early game when you're jumping on Caitlyn, like, or the Alistar jumped in on you, level
Yeah.
2. So where are we? 2451. So don't forget, go all the way back here. This is very similar. It might sound like I'm hold on, like I'm cooking too hard,
I
but
mean,
hear me out.
if it's like this recurring, like it makes a lot
So
of
right
sense.
here, um, what was my train of thought? So Right. So your goal, right? So you jump here and you're spacing. So he jumps, he flashes away, and you have to flash to get your bomb reset.
Yeah.
So your goal, you're not prioritizing getting your reset over everything, which is staying in range. Which is why usually what happens in a fight is before you even kill anyone, you have two Ws, right? You have a W1, and then it resets into W2.
Yeah.
This W1 can be like on top of people, like directly, because
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
on top of them is how you get your reset, right? So
It's
like,
the exact same scenario, right? With it singed as well. Like if I pop the bomb on him, then like I always have a W there.
yeah. So what I wanted to show is that by you ulting, you're doing the opposite of your goal, which is to get the reset.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes
You're
sense.
you're going like against your reference play, which I know like you're afraid of him flipping you. Um, but even if he flips you, like
He dies, yeah,
he
100%. Like,
dies, you get the reset,
or
and
I
then
get the W.
you get a W reset. Like even if you get flipped, like your champion is just so much better if you can get the bomb to explode with the W.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I think I could have played the fight on the after, like on the backhand of that too, if I played that correctly.
yeah, if you let's say you kill Singed here,
If I kill Singed, I can maybe even do some freak activity over there.
yeah, exactly. Look, Alistar just comboed. Imagine you kill
Yeah,
Singed
I think
and
I
then
can
just
jump
jump
this
in.
guy, maybe, or just hit him over the wall, honestly. Like auto W, W again.
Yeah,
Like
and
I
even
could
if
do
you
some
can't kill them all, you can just W in, kill them, W out. Like
super freaky
just
activity.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, that could have gone a lot better. Interesting.
yeah. So it's like really, you can see under Tristana, it's really all about like how do you play this fight better, and
Yeah.
not more so like how did I jump in at. It's like it's always like you can win the fight because your tools are so insane. It's just like how do I do it? You have to like put the puzzle pieces together. Like did I use my E properly, or did I get out of range of the bomb reset? Did I jump in and jump out? Did I R to cancel a dash going on to me that I could have used to like kill everyone? Right. Um,
I think this like whole mindset is something I just don't have. So this is like super big. I think even if I die a couple times trying to
yeah.
look for it, it'll be good.
Yeah. I think this is kind of like a little bit unlucky because you did try to get the reset. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't look. I don't. We don't have to look at that fight. It's fine. Then let's look here. If we look at this one using what we talked about, you are forcing yourself to get the 4 hits on this guy, or you're not a
Yeah.
champion. So
Yeah. Yeah.
you want to like just walk up and hit. A really common.
Like I
Go ahead.
W'd for DPS, right? Like instead of like thinking about the bomb. Like I know that's what it comes down to, right?
Yeah, because remember we talked about you can W in range, like because this is the spacing W, right? It's the W in the range of Singed.
Yeah.
Um, but that's only if you're literally about to like one shot this guy. Otherwise, what you can do a lot versus melee champs is you just walk up slowly and then you just QE them. And then if they get out of range of your bomb reset, then you jump to get the reset. You could even jump on top of them because it'll give you the reset and you jump out. Does that make sense? So it's like
Yeah. Yeah.
you can walk towards him, just walk, don't jump. If he leaves, so be it. If he stays in the fight, QE him. If he runs away really fast, then you can W.
Makes sense.
So yeah,
Like I'm a
I said okay.
W goblin. I gotta I gotta really play for my reset. Okay.
Yeah, it's like
This is a
you could be a psychopath. Just make sure it's like on the first W, and it's like everything's about the reset on your W. Like that just I don't know how long you played League, but ever since they made it so the bomb resets the W, it just completely changed the champ
okay.
like potential. Um, yeah, so we can definitely summarize that game. We've been going for a while, but I think that this is just really important. Okay, Trist Mel versus Caitlyn Alstar. Also, there's like the benefit of just like there's only one student, right? So I can go really deep. Hopefully, it
Yeah, I'm really
helps you
glad
out.
that
Yeah.
I got lucky.
All right. How do I want to say this succinctly? So it's like I'll just say what we talked about overall. Your E reset is everything. If you W1 or W reset, I'll just say W. Let's not make it overcomplicated. If you W onto someone, I don't know how do I phrase this. Your goal, your first W should be used very aggressively with the goal of resetting your E over everything.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Do not try to space with it and risk your W reset getting away from you. There you go. Fighting mindset in general. So on Trist. You have a ton of tools at your disposal. W buffer, W reset off of low enemies, or a full stack bomb explosion. R to cancel enemy dashes. So try to problem solve how to use these tools to the max effect so you can stay in DPS range during fights. It's typically better to use the outplay with these tools than to wait patiently X range.
Cool.
Okay. What else did we learn for this game? Let's just talk about the macro a little bit, which was just like the time with Udyr when he was invading. Right here, I think, because
Yes.
this is a big moment for this game. I'm focusing a lot on fighting because that is your goal, but this was definitely a key turning point that we definitely shouldn't ignore. So
the push the lane
yes,
when
so if your jungle's invading, prioritize pushing the lane over everything. Even if your jungle gets caught by a bot rotation, they are sacking away for it. And you're getting a free reset, plates, wave, etc. Worst case scenario. Only look to rotate before wave if enemy jungle is invading your jungle and it's free. Okay, would you say that pretty much summarizes what we talked about, I think?
Yep, I have like similar notes on my end. So
okay, perfect.
Good.
Yeah, I think the way you want to fight is just like the thing I would focus on if you really want to just get better at fighting on Trist is just just like the mindset of just like this kind of play.
Yeah. That's where like my
Sorry,
massive takeaway. The Alistar. Yeah.
this kind
That's
of just
the
like
first one.
was your fighting was like the similar to your fights the entire game, which is just they have no tool first of all, so you can jump on the Caitlyn to win the fight and send it,
Mm-hmm.
and then second is like, which is more important, is just like you can W like a psychopath because your W resets.
That's my other like big note takeaway. It's like the
Yeah,
priority of abilities. So I think I'll try to frame that before I go into the game a little bit differently. Like it's not just that I have to wait for Alistar on a WQML, but um like just once that goes down, like it's my green flag, I guess.
yeah. I think you really need to train. It's so I don't know how like exactly. I think you just have to try it and get comfortable with failing because I think the important thing is like I think you really really need the killer mindset in Tristana, which is like you don't think that hard about it. You just you have these signals and you just send it when the situation when the signal arises. So it's like the green flag, as you said. So it's like he combos in is one green flag, or he walks towards you and you can cancel it, so you can get rid of the threats, right? So like something I want to list actually in the notes is like um, fighting mindset. So I guess so what I want to say is like in loading screen slash champ select, look at the big enemy threats and think about how you can use your tools to outplay them, right? So it's like if you're in champ select and you see an Alistar, you see a Yasuo, you see Singed, you think these champs, just like think about like what can you W buffer away, what can you
Yeah.
ult cancel.
If anything, I think it makes the game more like exciting because like now I'm like, oh, okay, like I'm excited to go in and like try to outplay them, like as opposed to like patiently waiting for them to use something on my teammates. So
Yeah, that's the
that's
thing about Trist is like you have the tools are just insane. It's like that's what think makes her a good solo queue champion as well. It's just like solo queue is just a lot about like outplaying people at the end of the day. Obviously,
yeah,
there's like fundamentals and stuff which are all important, but champion mastery and outplaying people gives you a lead, gets you fed, and just makes the game. The game is still hard, but it's going to make it more straightforward if you're really
yeah,
fed, right? So,
that makes sense.
um, yeah, and then I guess onto this, I'll also add don't really emphasize threats besides the big threats.
Yeah,
Sure, like prioritize big CC, Rs, etc. So like you don't have to like list out like Caitlyn's E, for example, because the threat of Caitlyn E is not getting your reset. So as long as you're thinking about getting your reset, it matters, right? So like the threat of Caitlyn E, right, like we said, is that she gets out of range, so you can't explode your bomb, right? Because if
yeah,
you could
yeah.
explode your bomb, you're just like your champ is
I
just
tend to like
Thanos, basically.
gauge that it's okay to take that damage as well, because my champion identity is that I will beat her in extended trade, right? Like E is a tool for her to like get away from people, and like the damage just doesn't matter if I'm able to get like full bomb off, right?
So say that again. Sorry, I wasn't.
I
So
like I guess like I see it and I'm like, oh, like I don't want to take the damage from the net, but then the damage is like inconsequential basically because my champion out damages hers
yeah,
regardless,
yeah.
right?
So
So like the threat is that she gets away from me, not that like the damage hits me.
yeah, yeah. So like you need a certain amount of stats to win, and then Tristana just has insane all in, like absolutely insane. If you have like your Q up, your E, your W reset, you're going to win. It's not a question of
Yeah.
whether or not you win. Right? It's like, um, yeah. So I'd again just to set up for next game, I'd recommend Triumph as well. It'll feel better, I think,
Okay.
when
I'll do it.
you do those plays. It's a small thing, but I think it feels pretty good. It's pretty satisfying as well. So try that out.
Should I queue it up?
Yep, go for it.
Nice.